What if I told you you're wasting more than 50% of your time doing your marketing manually? Imagine creating weeks of ad copy, research, and strategies in just hours. That's exactly what I've done with AI. If you want to use these shortcuts, it will be important to understand which ones are good shortcuts and which ones are bad shortcuts. So you might know there are several AI tools out there which are a little bit controversial, such as the one that generates videos of fake humans that can basically speak the things you want them to say. They are basically AI humans that move and express themselves, and they seem like real humans. It's really hard to see that they're not. But obviously, ethically, this is a bit of a gray zone. And not only that, but you can actually damage the trust of your brands. And when the people don't trust your advertisements, you might hurt yourself more than you're gaining from it. So I just think that it's not the right way to do things, and it will set you up with bad habits. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure that there are some cases out there which are perfectly great as well. Now, the other one I would avoid are AI tools that claim that they can do everything for you, because the reality is that usually that doesn't work that well. Usually AI is great to speed up certain things, to give you ideas, to automate certain really simple tasks, but for complex reasoning, it can help you, but it doesn't do everything for you. So we still need to be a little bit there to basically be the judge and guide the AI to make the right, come up with the right answers for us. So be careful that you have the right mindset. So let's take a look at the first great way that we can actually use AI in a productive way for marketing, and that is for speeding up research. Now, obviously, that's a bit of a broad topic, but it also applies to marketing. And so today we're going to see how we can apply this effectively for marketing. Now, if we want to do research, we would have to use the two, giants tools for that, which are Google and ChatGPT. Now, in the past, we've always had to use Google because ChatGPT wasn't there yet, but now we can use ChatGPT. So let's compare them. Now, if we ask Google this question, how to write effective copy, these are the results it gives us. Now, it gives us some general tips here above, and then there's basically a bunch of sources that we can visit. If you're a beginner, you might find some good information here. The problem is you might not know which sources you can trust and which sources you cannot trust. So it's going to be difficult to, really find things that are actually helpful for you because you just don't know what to trust. If you're advanced, you might know that better. You might be able to separate fact from fiction a lot better, but you might also know a lot more about your topic, and so these general tips might not be helpful for you, and you're going to have to search more to find something that actually can teach you something. Now, the main problem with Google is that it doesn't actually understand your question. There is no built-in mechanism that interprets a human language in a way that actually understands it. It just doesn't do that. The only thing it does is it takes a look at your sentence and the words you use and the way in which it's structured. And based on that, it will give you it will search the internet for you, and it will give you several sources that are somehow related to that. But it doesn't understand what you're asking it, and hence it also can't really give you a specific answer. It can only refer you to external sources. And so the problem is you just have to do a lot of sifting here. That's not to say it isn't relevant anymore, but this is really, since ChatGPT, an old way of doing things that just takes up a lot of your time. So how can we make this more efficient with ChatGPT? Well, let's take a look. I prepared some questions for you here. So I asked it, how do I write effective copy? And you can see it kind of just gives me an answer here that's a little bit general. Now you might also see that it gives me some actually helpful advice. So even though it's a bit general, my first answer, it's also, you know, there's also some things that if I were a beginner, I would get some good information here. The real power of the AI is that we can ask it more specific questions and it actually understands what we're telling it, which, you know, makes for more interesting conversation and more interesting insights. Let's take a look. For example, I told it, my friend who is an expert advertiser told me that based on my Facebook ads, I need to learn to create better copy, and then my ads will convert better. However, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Can you please help me out? So you might have a friend that's, you know, an expert. He told you to fix some things and you trust this friend, but you don't know why, you don't know what you're doing wrong, and you would like some more information. You would like some more understanding, specific. So here, ChatGPT says, of course, let's break this down step by step. Share as much context as possible about your ads, including the following. So it's telling you how you can give it the information, you know, that's relevant so that you can get a great answer from it. So it's telling you, be aware of the basics of ad copy, the key reasons your ads don't convert, and then it tells you, well, tell me more about what you're doing so I can give you better answers, basically. What product or service are you advertising? Who is your target audience? What is the copy you're currently using? And what are the images that you're using in your advertisements? It gives you some general advice, but it basically asks you to give it more input. And then that's what I did here. Well, I just don't understand how it makes a difference in the eye of the customer. Isn't the creative and visuals what pulls the attention? Don't people just look over the copy? And that's actually a very, very specific question here. And you will see it gives us a great answer. That's a great question. And it's something a lot of advertisers struggle with. The short answer is yes, visuals and creatives pull attention, but the copy is what drives the decision to take action. Let me explain why both are critical. And then it tells you the role of visuals versus copy. So visuals stop the scroll, they grab attention and draw someone into your ad. A great visual might intrigue someone enough to pause, but it's only the first step. Copy, this is where the selling happens once the visual grabs the attention. The copy needs to tell them why they should care, address their pain points, explain your offer and the value, and motivate them to take action. So think of it this way, the visual is a doorway, but the copy is actually the sales pitch once they step inside. And this is a very, this is a very tailored answer that just answered exactly what I was struggling with. And that's not something that would be possible with Google. Google would not understand this and it would not be able to give you such a tailored response. It would just give us a bunch of sources that might be distantly related, but you would have to do a lot of sifting before you actually find an answer as valuable as this. So that's why research speeds up a lot of things for us if we can use AI to make that more effective. Now, there were some more things I wanted to say, but unfortunately, I'll have to cut this video short. If you are interested in learning more about marketing with AI, check out my next video here, which I go more in depth about copywriting with AI and creating creatives and visuals. So you can find more information there. And if you did enjoy this video and you learned something, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.